Well, it's bright out here, but there's the roll, the drum for the rotary scale. I've been got to walk the plank every time you do something. I'm just putting my bearings on. I put the plates on out here, and yeah, got one more bearing to bolt on. Not much, going along pretty good. Just get you out of the sunlight. So we'll see what we can do here. Let's see, I want the grease fitting on the front. Yeah, I left the bolt in on the vise. I dropped one of them in the mud, so I had to go wire wheel it, and I forgot to bring it out. And that one's got a burr on it. I'll be back. Okay, we're going to start assembling this if we can. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's going to fit. Well, shaft's long enough. Put that about in the middle. Yeah, we'll tighten the shaft up first, I guess. Come on. There we go. These don't have to be wicked tight. Just enough to keep the shaft from walking sideways. Beautiful. Now, in case you're curious, I am planning on putting a cover over this. I haven't done it yet. I'm not that far in the progress. I wanted to make sure stuff was going to work as I planned it, which, you know how sometimes this planning stuff can be. Now this is going to be difficult here. How to get those to turn? I need a longer Allen wrench. I'll be back. Yeah, I found a long pattern Allen wrench here. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, guess I'll put this, I don't know if it really matters. We'll split the difference of it. Wow, turns straight and everything. Already got grease on it. That's typical. But yeah, so this is the layout, you know. I split the difference pretty near between here and there. If I'd have gone any more, it would have been rubbing. So we will now put a chain on from here down to here to this sprocket, which it's not actually tight, but it's rusted on now. I'll have to tap it a little bit. But that's pretty near in line anyway, just by guesswork. So I think we're doing good. I'll bring you back a little bit when I get this greasy dandy on. I may put it on time lapse, I guess. I don't know. But I gotta go find my chain breakers and all that stuff before I get going on it. I'll be back in a minute. Now I'm gonna start doing this chain. Probably not gonna move the camera too much because my hand's gonna be all crap. But I'm gonna go to the, well, I guess I can do it on the front side just as easy. This stuff is some kind of messy. Of course I dropped it right in the dirt. That's typical. So that's the gonna narrow here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to break it right there and put a half link in. And then I'll have to pick up the shaft. I got an inch to go there, so I think I'm good. If I hang it onto that pin. Well, I do have some acetone, so I wash my hands a little bit. But so, see if we can get you down there where you need to be to see this operation work. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. I wonder if this is the right size. It almost looks too big. We'll try this one here. There we go. This might be a little heavier chain than what it's designed for, but we'll see what it does. Oh, it's gonna go right through. So that one was there. I'll pop the next one. Beautiful. So this is extra. That's the one that was in the dirt. And I'm hoping that this is a 50 also. It may not be. Boy, it looks kind of big. Yeah, that's too big. That must be a 60. I got to go to the shop and see what I can find for a 50. Well, I forgot to hit record, so of course putting the chain together is nothing anyway. But so now what we need to do, I gotta go get me something to pry with here. And yeah, I probably should have welded a nubbin on right out here. I'll probably get me a pair of vice grips. I'll clamp on them and pry off the vice grips. Yeah. Well, I guess I ought to pull the front one up first. I guess I probably ought to get two pair of them. I'll be back. Yeah, we'll see how this goes now. See if we can tighten up. Okay, I gotta tighten that a little more. Of course, all the wrenches are on the ground. Don't know how much I want to go here because I want to be able to still move it. There we go. Guess I'll go to the back side a little tighter. Hopefully that tightens up before I run out of slot. Just about gonna do it. Guess I'll tighten that front a little bit. Say I'm gonna make it just barely. Get that off. Now that outside's got to come out just a skosh. That looks level to me. Oh, that's nice. I was going to grab the drum there and see if there's any slack in it rolling, but I guess that would be counterproductive, as greasy as my hands are. I think that's going to work pretty spiffy. Oh, knocking shit over. Well, the only thing I'm going to do now, yeah, that's going to work just fine. So I'm going to loosen this one up down here and tap it that way about, I don't know, 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. It ain't got to go far. And this here looks like it's got the same distance. So the next thing to do, I got to get me 2 3/8 bolts. I got to drill a hole through them. And I got to make a mark here with a hacksaw right in line with it. I should have done it probably while I hit it in the vise. But it ain't going to be much of a mark. Just something to keep the wire lined up in. And yeah, I think we're going to be good. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, I went in and drilled these bolts. Nothing fancy about it. This is an old piece of electric fence wire. I'm going to try, see if it's not too stiff. Okay, that should do it for that. Wow. Now we'll wrap that right through that little saw cut. We'll do the same on the other side. Let's see, got to cut that about right there probably. Get that wire before I get a flat tire. Okay, now get that in there. And I got a couple of little tin strips here because of an oversight. Yep, guess I should have put that. There we go. So what happened was this chain sprocket is out just a little bit too far. But that's the R&D department's fault. So let's see here if we can. Yeah, it's going to spring stuff a little bit, but that's all right. I like that. Oh yeah. And there's a few little tweaks in it here. We can probably help a little. That went too far. Yeah, that ain't bad. That looks good enough for my liking. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's how the scale is going to be. Now, the interesting thing is to run it out here and see just exactly what stuff is going to measure. So I'm going to run this down with a blade before I do any of that work. So I'll shut you off for a few minutes. Okay, so the way my mill is set up, it's set up for 2 inches, and they had some weld on pieces, and when I set it up I was a little bit afraid of that. And anyway, yeah, so we got a full 2 inch between the tooth and the first knee. So we're gonna go and make a mark right there, right behind that wire. Don't care if I can see it or not. I'm gonna back it up. we're going to come ahead until you start at right at 2 is going to be the last pass. Or this gets confusing when you work backwards here. I'm actually going to shut the camera off here a little bit and do a little ciphering on some paper. I'll be back. I can't do it in my head. I got to have it on paper. Well, right now I'm just doing the actual 3/4 inch scale. I'm actually putting the marks right behind the line. So when the line disappears, that right there is 20 inch. So I'll get my tape measure out, and I go down to the tooth down here, right back to the knee, pull it one set, and it comes out exactly to the next measurement. Yeah, 19 right on the money. So I'll actually put the amounts on this later, but right now we're just trying to get it to see how repeatable it is. They say these things are supposed to write on everything, but you know something? You get them onto white paint like that, and they're not 100%. So anyway, pretty simple procedure to mark this thing. Saw blade, a little bit chance there. Oop, too much. There. I'll probably see if I can find some pinstriping tape or something and make something a little better. But anyway, yeah, so 20 is as far as I can go because I come right around. That's 2 inch right there, and this is 20 inch. So yeah, this thing is just a skosh off of being perfect. Yeah, that's 17 inch right there. One pull gives you just a 3/4 inch board. Which is what it's supposed to be. $1 right on the money. Anyway, I'll bring you back here when I get this done. So I went around this drum. The marks are behind that I want to stop at. And I don't know, I don't have the inches marked. But you can go right along, pull that right down behind so it's just out of sight. And that should be on a full inch, or darn close. And it's pretty close. It's within a 32nd. Well, my wire is so wide that, you know, that's as good as you're going to get. But anyway, yeah, that's my 3/4 inch scale. So every time you pull one of those marks, it's going to drop your 3/4 inch board. No room for planing. It's just a 3/4 inch board for rough barn building. Now I'm going to go around and make another set of marks that are going to add about 1/8 of an inch to that. And then ones you can plane. And I'll go around and make a 5/4 mark, probably that you can plane So it'll actually make it like 1 and 1/8 inch when it's done. But I gotta make several sets of marks around this so I can do 2 inch, do 1 inch, 5/4, all that good stuff. But that's gonna be how it's gonna work. Seems to be working fine. It's repeatable. And like I say, I don't have the numbers on it yet. I got to do something better than these Sharpies. Them things, they work good on a lot of stuff, but they don't work good on where I put this paint on. This paint, apparently whatever alcohol's in this dissolves the paint. It gets on the tip and it stops writing. So anyway, just cheap paint on there anyway. So yeah, I like it. Way better than the other one. There's no vibration, you know, that's gonna move stuff. So every time you give it a pull full length, it should just about move it a mark. A 2 inch mark. But anyway, yeah, works good. I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna put a sunscreen on it after I get it marked up. I'm actually gonna go to a place that sells vinyl letters and stuff, and maybe some vinyl pinstriping, and I'll see if I can't put some, you know, 3/4 inch pieces of pinstriping on that, 1/8 inch wide, something that'll give me a little better grasp of right where I am. And yeah, the hard part of the build is done, and it came out 100% as far as I'm concerned. I still have to do a little grinding over here, shorten this up just a skosh. That'll drop if I push it over, but I don't want to have to frig with it. I want it to mess. So that was a R&R deficiency, you know, R&D I should say. Yeah, research and development. So learning all the time though. You know, it does go down all right. It picks up all right. So yeah, pretty happy overall. I'm gonna cut that dandy off, unbolt it for now. I'll cut that bracket off later, clean up the mill a little bit, and I think she's gonna be ready to go. So hope you enjoyed. This is probably, I'll probably show it again, but this is gonna be the last of the actual build. You know, you can see what I've done, how I did it, and you know, just a hodgepodge thing thrown together, but it came out good. Hope you enjoyed. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. We'll be sawing with the old girl hopefully here within a couple weeks. So anyway, till the next time, hope you're having a good one. Well, I just wanted to show everybody this. Yeah, come out good. You know, pull her right up the number and call her good. I am going to put some pinstriping right around here, and that'll segregate one set of the scales to the next set. I'm actually think I'm going to have 4. I'll split it here and then split it here, so I'll have 4, and then I'll have a 5/4 scale. I'm going to do a couple of scales across there. This one here will do your 1 3/4 scale for your dimension, because all you got to do is double it 2 marks, because that's 2 marks minus the saw curve. So I don't have to do that for the 1.5 inches. It's just to get the, you know, the planed lumber versus unplaned lumber and whatnot. But yeah, pretty simple. Come out good. Talk to you later.